The repair that I had done was my mitral valve, and it was repaired, not replaced, repaired. And I thought it's kind of like, I hope it works out as well anyway, as going to Lawson engines, where it was just kind of like a quick refresh and you come out more powerful and stronger.
Guys, welcome back. We've got a beautiful day out here to race some go-karts. We got KRA number 8. This just me this time. Dad had a very successful surgery, and he's here, but not able to race yet. But everything is looking great for him. So it's just gonna be me doing my 2 races. So let's see what we can do, guys. I've got a 3D printer, and that means I print completely unnecessary things. My most recent one is a little system for our gas can. So printed this little cap, which I've done before actually, but I printed a new one and then threw a magnet in it and then a little base plate. So take it off, boom, look at that. Again, completely unnecessary, but a fun little project.
Good morning, and what a great morning it is. Gonna be about 80 today, just a very light breeze, beautiful blue skies, and I've been noticing that fluffy cloud right there as I've been taking the walk and going through a couple of outtakes for this thing. And real quick, just want to say thank you to everybody who's welcomed me back here at the track. 2 weeks ago, I had a procedure to repair a heart valve. It was, as far as I know, it was successful when I left the hospital, and we haven't done anything to damage it. Rehab is going pretty well. You may notice a slight being out of breath, but not too bad. And just really appreciate, both through social media and other aspects, the well wishes that I've received and concern. Makes you feel good. So thank you to everybody. And with that in mind, we are at the fluffy cloud of go-kart racing, Newcastle Motor Sports Park.
The morning walk with Dad.
And I just kind of found a kindred spirit this week as I was looking for maybe something to talk about. They found an animal at a Washington rest park called a kinkajou. And this is not the most attractive animal in the world. It's got a long tongue, beady eyes, and there are some rainforests in Washington, but this guy is from tropical rainforest, and they're not really sure how the heck he got up there. And I thought, kind of, in some ways, when I look back at my history of go-kart racing, that's with me, you know. You look at me out there on the track, kind of got those beady eyes going on sometimes. Not the most graceful of driver, and you think, how the heck did he get there? But things are getting better, and we love the sport. And even if every once in a while I'm the kinkajou of go-kart racing, I'll take it. The repair that I had done was my mitral valve, and it was repaired, not replaced, repaired. And I thought, it's kind of like, I hope it works out as well anyway, as going to Lawson engines, where it was just kind of like a quick refresh and you come out more powerful and stronger. Because I didn't give Gary the props I should have after last weekend, because my goodness, we've got an engine we call Blue, and that thing was just still. After carrying the weight for Kacy and I, both using it through 3 or 4 races straight, that thing was just as strong as it could be. And hopefully, to my doctor and that team, they do as good a job of freshening me up as Gary does with our engines.
So qualifying, guys, I'm kind of getting sick of saying that I suck at qualifying, but I suck at qualifying, and I don't know, it's so much of the circumstances, and it just didn't work out in my favor. Kart's super fast, both karts are very fast. So in super heavy, I'll be starting 4th, and then in Sportsman, I'll be starting 5th. And that's the one that was probably the little more disappointing, because I had a little more there. But on to the race, guys. The kart's fast. Both karts, again, like I said, are fast. So just gotta move to the front and try to get some hardware. Here we are for the super heavy race. Starting 4th, got Brendan on pole. We're coming around this corner and taking the green flag. Curtis in front of me does a real nice job carrying momentum on this outside, and allows both of us to go on by Brendan. I knew behind me Brendan was going to be eager to get back up there, so I was taking some looks on Curtis to see if I could get to the lead, try to spare myself from some fighting, but Curtis was quick and I was unable to get in front of him. And then also I was just telling you guys, if you watch the last few videos, that corner in this kart, I really am struggling putting it together. I think I drive it too much like the Birel. It's like a habit, but that allows Brendan to come on around, and then Logan kind of played both sides. He gave me a bump at first, then saw it was more advantageous to push Brendan, and I don't blame him one bit. So I lost 2 spots there, and riding in 4th. I knew the kart was fast, so I wasn't really too worried. I just had to start executing, and that's really kind of the problem. So here, coming up to Curtis again, they've moved on past him, so I'm looking to try to catch up to them. And he's going to kind of slide there, a mid-corner exit. I didn't expect it. I got hooked onto his bumper. For some reason, those bumpers seem to be a little more of a magnet for hooking bumpers than the plastic ones. Maybe it's just me. But no harm done in that hook. And then so here we're coming back up to the same corner. You can see they've separated quite a bit from us. Curtis, again, that same spot, his kart must have been having a handling issue because it stepped out mid-corner, and then I was able to pass him. And right there you see a little bump, and I just assumed that was Curtis right behind me. So I was very surprised to see going down this straightaway somebody come flying by me, and it was Josh here. If you guys watched any of last year's vlog, you'll remember him. I raced a lot with him in Sportsman, usually seeing this view right here. So Josh started last and made his way all the way up to 3rd. Dude was flying, and so props to him. I was not able to do anything about it, and I'm going to finish 4th, but it was a fun race. We found the tires had probably fallen off the cliff. They started sliding quite a bit, and that was a little bit of a struggle in this race, but all in all, it was a lot of fun. I don't think I've ever shown you guys our camera setup, like how we do it. So we run the Insta360 camera, which I freaking love it, man. It is an amazing camera. And then I get these little aluminum mounts. It's like 12 bucks on Amazon. It just bolts into the driver panel there. And then I have a little tether with a zip tie on here, and then I hook it onto a little safety pin thing, just in case it falls off. At least I won't lose the camera. Oh, one other thing I run on this camera, these are like lens protectors, so I also run those. So that's our camera setup. I'm actually, like, I love that camera, guys. So if you're ever looking for like a good camera, that Insta360 1R, that's actually an old one. They've got newer, better ones, but good brand. All right, we got Sportsman here. rolling off 5th, and the inside line got an insane run. You almost felt bad for the outside. You got Matthew there in the 22, started 2nd and just got absolutely hosed. Here I am past him, so he falls back to 4th. And you know, it's selfish. It's a selfish sport, so I'll take it. And after qualifying, I knew I had a kart that could win this race. Like, it was so good, and I was eager to move forward. So I was just going to take any looks I could on Drake, because I knew I needed to get to the front, because I could compete for a win, and that was the whole goal. And so I'll be taking some looks on Drake here, just trying to get there. And right here he had a little bit of a bobble. I poked to the inside, but he does a real nice job of carrying the momentum on the outside, and it went 3 wide right there. So nothing really changed other than a little bit of a gap to the leader, but we closed that down quickly. And Drake grew tired of my pressure, and he passed Riley. And so here I took a peek at Riley, just actually by accident, didn't mean to, but push Riley on by. It's going well, but Riley kind of gets squirrely. I get into him, checks me up, but this push from behind right there is what allowed me to go on by Drake here and move into 2nd. So the real problem here, like, I had a kart to win it, but I kind of shot myself in the foot with my gearing choice. I totally forgot to change my gear from qualifying. So here you'll see he pulls right there. So that's not a massive pull on that straightaway, but this one is where it really hurt. I was a tooth too high, and I forgot to change my gear. So you'll see I'm on the limiter, he just pulls, man. That's a tooth, maybe a tooth and a half difference, and it's brutal when the start-finish line is at the end of that straight. So during this whole race, I knew I am probably not going to win just because of that gear. So I was just trying to kind of plot out how I could try to win. Right here you got Caden throwing it to the inside. It was fun racing with Caden. He's been at school, so it was nice to see him out there and get to race with him, and see Bennett, who looks better each time I see him, which is awesome. Here's the white flag lap. Riley's still in 1st, I'm in 2nd, and then Caden is right behind me. And I'm just trying to figure out where I can get in front of Riley to not get hosed by my gear choice. And honestly, there's not really a good answer, because that long straightaway, you need more gear, or less gear, to, you know, have more top speed, and that was something I could not change. So I took a couple peeks at Riley there. Nothing serious, but just taking peeks. He's gonna have a little bit of a bobble there, but I bumped him, so I couldn't really take advantage of it, other than he went defensive, so I could force him low. But he did a real nice job carrying that momentum, even being low, and I kind of slid. And so then Caden actually ended up giving me the bump past Riley here, and this is exactly what I needed. I just tried to close it down on Riley just enough to kill some of his momentum. Unfortunately, it didn't work, and you can see this gear change or gear difference here. It just, nothing I could do. So big congratulations to Riley. Fun racing. Caden, same with Caden, and it was a good time. Just bad gear choice.
See you guys. Well, guys, man, daggone it, just one got away, and it got away because of a pre-race decision with the gear selection. Just was a tooth high. I stayed on the gear I qualified on, which is not normal for me, but I didn't think enough about it, and I didn't change it. So just didn't quite have what I needed out there. But man, that kart was, whew, great. Just honestly, it's so fun to drive. So I knew going into the last laps, like I knew
my chances of winning were slim. So happy with the second and the fourth place in super heavy. A good weekend, honestly a great weekend, guys. We're racing karts. Like, I just feel like I say it all the time, but I really mean it. Like, just so fortunate to be out here doing this. So a big thank you to you guys for watching, and if you haven't already, if you're still watching at the very end of this video, hit subscribe. Thanks.
It's you.